Hi everyone, it's Show. Today is the third episode of Making Web Service with ASP.NET. And today I'm going to focus on working with the Azure SQL database. Basically, whatever the service you're going to make, you're going to need to work with the database. You need to basically write some record into the database, edit it, search it, delete it, the whole 9 yards. So in this episode, you'll be learning how to populate the database table from code first. So what you're going to do is actually define the data model first and then reflect that into or onto Azure SQL database. So let's get started. Okay, so here it goes. I think in this section, we're going to have a lot of things in it. But basically, in order to store data into database, you need a data model, and also you need the application DB context layer that connects to the Azure SQL. So let's go to app settings first, app setting.json. This is where you can actually have the database connection strings in here, which will come back here later and enter. But first, let's just make a model right here. Make a new class, and let's say projects model. Okay, so in project model, right now we're making a backlog. So backlog is basically several projects, and inside a several project there are tasks. So what we want to do first is make a project. So let's go and say public class project model. Okay, and then project has the ID, and what else does it have? Name and public string, and also has the description. Okay, and that is the 3 items that I'm just going to put in here. But before we move to another model, I think it's nice, or actually I would need to have some common fields that every table is going to have in SQL. So I'm just going to define that first. So I'm going to make another class here. Okay, and class, right? I'm going to call it database base data model. Okay, and this, I'm just going to have one thing in here. So what it's going to have is public string owner ID. Okay, and also I want to know when it was created, so I'm just going to say date time created. All right, and I also want to know when it was updated. Okay, and then I actually want to know who updated it, so I'm just going to give and say created by, which leaves the user ID in there, and then I'm going to do the same for a updated by. All right, so this is kind of like a field that I want to have for every tables. So I'm just going to define it right here. And what I do is go back here and project model, which inherits the base data model. Okay, so that's it. And a few things for a SQL, I need to actually specify the table name. So table project. So this is going to be the table name for the SQL table. And I'm also going to say this is a key, not a foreign key. And then I'll say that this key is at max length of, what is it, 16, right? Because it's going to be GUID that I'm going to put in here. And then what you want to do is go to, what you want to do is actually create another folder called data, and then go and make a new class, which I'm going to call an application DB class model, application DB context. Okay. Okay, so what I do is I came here and trying to make the new class, and which is called application DB context model. What it's going to do is it's actually going to inherit some basic model that already exists. So today I want to say that this guy does inherit the identity DB context of user model. So let's not there's DB context framework core. Yep, install. And then sorry, this is actually identity user model for now. Okay. This also is gonna, oops, what does it say? Yep, install that. Okay, I accept. Yeah, actually I need to do that first actually. Okay, install it, I accept. 6.0 already, so don't want 6.0, do the 5.013 for now because I've selected this project for ASP.NET Core 5. So that's moving forward. All right, seems okay. I accept. All right, so let's go back again. So want to inherit the identity DB context of identity user model, I think. I forgot the name of it, but I'm pretty sure we'll find out. Identity user model, or what's it called? All right, what is it called? Identity user. Is that the name? Yep. All right. And what I would like to say here is basically do the first construction here. Public application DB context, parenthesis, and DB context options. And oops, sorry, go application DB context and options. Okay, and let's see if this is going to work. All right, options, and basically I'm going to say, yep, they know what I want. Okay, base options. So this is all set. The other thing I need to do is I'm going to go back to startup.cs and be able to use the DB connections here. So application DB context and startup. I'm going to go to startup and make sure I can use the database. So let's go and say services dot add DB context, so I can do the DB context and DB context and application. Oops. Application DB context services, right? Services. Don't know. Oh, service. Well, let's just fix what I can fix first. Okay. Application DB context, and basically what I want to do is options. What is options? options dot use SQL server. That's what we're going to do. Options use SQL server and configuration and get connection strings. I'm going to tell you where that is later, and usually it's going to be default connection. Okay. Use SQL. Why are you not here? Because you are not making reference to the proper thing. See potential fix. Come on, potential fix. Cannot give me the potential fix. All right, so this almost worked, but it's obviously not working. I need more package to install. So right here, what I need is go to dependency, go to package, manage NuGet, and then find the ASP.NET Core SQL Server, which is this guy, and then same, go to 5.0, 13, and now let's get OK. All right, is this gonna work? Yeah, of course. I need to just get rid of this, and then oops, uninstall. It's already installed. All right, just go here. Okay, so now it works here. Good. And what I also need is go to startup. I'm going to go to app settings.json, and you come here, and then now let's try to add a connection strings here. So, all right, so what I'm going to do, okay, is connection strings, and then let's have a default, and oh, it's a default connection. That's what I said, right? Isn't it? Default connection. Okay, it's a default connection, and I'm gonna now put the value in here a little later. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to Azure. Okay, Azure.com, and go and sign in. And after I sign in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and make a new database and get the connection string from there. So what I need to do is go to resource group, and let's just go here, and I have set of database already in here. Okay, so let's go to Elastic Pool and add new database here. So what Elastic Pool does is, from one SQL server, you can create a multiple database. Elastic Pool basically allow you to manage multiple database in a pool. So it's Elastic Pool. So let's say dev prd and .prd, then let's say backlog. Okay, and just gonna create it and create. All right, great. So it's creating database right now. So let's go to. So let's wait, and I'm gonna get the connection string. All right, so I'm here at the screen where you can get a connection string. So you just get the connection string here, and then you copy paste it, and that's it. And then you just type in your password, which for now I'm just gonna cut the screen again and start from there. Okay, so now I got this all figured out. Got password and everything in here. So let's go back to application DB context. Startup.cs is all set. So now what I'm going to do is go to application DB context and select the model that I want to reflect on the database table here. So let's go to application DB context. And what I need to do is go public DB set. And what was it? What's the name? Project model. Okay, project model. And let's call that project. And get it set. So it goes like that. Okay, except that I don't want it here. I actually want it outside here. Okay. project model. Let's make a reference here. Okay, great. So I should be ready to run it. So let's go and call the SQL SQL Studio to just see it. Okay, so if you open the SQL Server Management Studio and connect directly, you can see that there's no table here. But let's go back here and code first. Go here and make the migration file. So make sure we're all here. Go here. Let's say add migration, and I'm going to name it as a project table. All right, it didn't work. Of course, the migration does not recognize name. Migration. All right. Let's see. Migration sounds like what I wanted to do. No. Update database. Add migration is not recognized. The same as the function script of operation. Okay, so I was just missing tools. So what I'm going to do is just install the tools here. Yep, 6.01. And install started stop. Okay, so that should be all right. So let's go add migration and projects. What? Let's go here. I just need to make sure I install the correct version. Package file, yeah, of course. I just need to make sure it's 6, not 5. I mean, it's make sure it's 5. All right. Yeah, what's the update they're searching here? Oh, they're just saying 6 is available. All right, not a problem. So let's try again. All right, great. So it's a building, and it's going to give me a. So it's automatically going to generate some script on how to create the tables. So if this looks all right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make the reflect to the database by saying update database. So that's done. So let's go here and refresh it and make sure they're here. Refresh. Okay, so I got it all here. I got some extra stuff here, but we'll talk about this ASP.NET Core user stuff. But the most important thing is here that we see projects. And if you go to design, you can see that there are fields that I specify. So ID, which is 16, name, max, description, max. I mean, it doesn't have to be this long, I guess, but owner ID, created by, updated by. So it's all here. All right, great.